It's time to Get Your Geek On with Dave Gramillion.
Ah, yes. Welcome here, San Antonio. Welcome here, parts across the United States that are hopefully relatively dry. Welcome here, parts around the world that have joined us here. I am Dave Gramillion. Welcome to Get Your Geek On, powered by Southtown Games on Pleasanton Road near Loop 410, where your gaming family wants to welcome you. Here we will talk Star Wars, Star Trek, DC, Marvel, video gaming, really all things geek that have dominated this little world of ours. You see, geek is not what it was 20 or 30 years ago. Geek is in. Geek is very in. Geek is now the mainstream, and we are here to talk the latest and greatest that is geek right here on 9:30 a.m. The Answer Talk Radio and 930amtheanswer.com. This is Season 2, Episode 12. And tonight, we have some good news and some not so good news. Hurricane Harvey was way worse than anybody ever predicted. I mean, there is not one person, not one meteorologist who said that, yes, this went exactly as everybody thought it was going to go. And there is a little silver lining coming out of this. We are going to have a fundraiser for Hurricane Harvey victims, and I will tell you how you can help out with that coming up in a little bit. Rian Johnson, the director of The Last Jedi, has revealed what will be his eternal shame when it comes to The Last Jedi. Ooh. Yeah, we'll get into that coming up. Disney has introduced a Find the Force augmented reality app. What does that mean? And could the slave Leia bikini, could that be removed entirely from Return of the Jedi? And not in that way. Not in that way. I mean, it's gone. They will Photoshop it or something along those lines. Hasbro has decided to sue DC Comics over what I believe is the absolute stupidest reason around. We'll get into that as well. And the Inhumans trailer has come out, the second trailer actually, and people are not liking this show. It apparently does not bode well. We'll be talking about that coming up as well. And with fantasy football really at its peak right now, the drafts are going on all over the place. This is really the height of the drafting season. We're going to have our own fantasy draft, but it's movie related, not football, because you wouldn't want to tune in just to listen to a bunch of geeks do fantasy football, because you're probably doing it yourself. So we'll do fantasy movie draft coming up in just a little bit. But first, I want to make sure that I have everything that I need in order to run the premier talk radio show for geeks in the United States and rapidly around the world. And first, if you're going to talk for 52 minutes and 20 seconds, you got to make sure that you have something to drink. Here we go. Got that covered. This is a little bit of a superstition that's become a habit of mine now. I like to have a back scratcher with me just because it gets that one spot in the middle of your back, that you can't reach. It's really, kind of distracting in the middle of the show, so I like to have one with me so I don't have to worry about it. And if you are going to have a geeky talk radio show, then by God, you better have a lightsaber. I have Old Blue right here in the studio with me, keeping the Minox and the Sith at bay. And we also recently added our sonic screwdriver. So we are covered. We are set. We are good to go. But there are two others here in the studio with me with whom I could not do the show as well as we do. On my left, your right, as you look across the radio dial, you will see the founder, president, Grand Admiral, Grand Poobah of the Star Wars Society of San Antonio. He is our minion, Peter Gonzalez.
Hey-o. Hey, there's my sound effects.
There it is.
Hey. What is that?
That's the pitfall when you die on the Auditory.
Oh, okay. I was like, okay.
If you look further to your left, my right, across the radio dial, you will see our sound prognosticator, the man spinning the ones and zeros here, and he is Goose.
You always have better themes than mine.
Don't blame me.
Alrighty, and we always like to be decked out in geek wear. Not that that's very difficult because geek is everywhere nowadays. I am wearing my Counter Logic gaming hat. I have that covered. Minion, what are you rocking?
I am wearing my special Indiana Jones shirt, and it says obtainer of rare antiquities.
Very good, and
Very
Goose.
Good. Well, I am rocking one of the great designs that you can find at rippedapparel.com. It is a mashup of Transformers and The Last Jedi. It's called The Last Prime. It's got Rodimus there with the Matrix, Optimus over here, Galvatron over here. RippedApparel.com is a place to get that. RIPTapparel.com have so many designs daily, and because they know that you want to save some money, use the promo code GYGO at checkout and you will save 10%. That's at RIPTapparel.com.
I want to take a quick moment here to mention that we do a Facebook chat as well. We do this on Facebook Live at facebook.com/GYGO official. And we want to give some shout outs here real quick to those joining us in the chat. Thomas Bradshaw is here. Sean Batson is on here. Charles Keller is listening in from Canada. There we go.
Oh, Canada.
There's Mike Clements, Autumn Sexton, and you can join us as a page if you're watching. And there's Atomic Movies and TV is joining us here. Just a few shout outs there. We may get to some later on. Alrighty, so with that being said, I think we're ready to get into the show here. First, let me get out a little bit of show news. I am actually in Atlanta. I flew out on Thursday, and I will come back on Sunday for a very special event. But I had to fly out to see DragonCon. Now, we've had a lot of fun over the past 12 to 15 months going to a bunch of Comic-Cons and bringing you coverage of those, pictures, videos, interviews, and so on and so forth. My wife and I traveled to the Denver Comic-Con in the summertime. Before that was the Dallas Fan Expo in the Metroplex, and that was just massive.
That was amazing.
Holy cow, what a con! That was whoa.
Wow, run for the records.
Absolutely. We've been to the Alamo City Comic-Con, San Japan, and San Japan, in fact, this weekend, yes. MonsterCon, and so on and so forth. I mean, we could just go on and on and on. And now I'm at DragonCon, where they estimate 85,000 people have turned out for this one, and I firmly believe it. I believe it. This has been... I'm going to give a full-on review next week because there's just not time. And, of course, con's not even over yet. But I'll give a full-on review next week. But holy cow, what a crowd out here in Atlanta, braving the weather, braving the elements, and braving a rabid Florida State versus Alabama crowd because they're also playing in Atlanta. Woot. So you got 85,000 for that ball game and 85,000 for the con. It's crowded in here, man. It's craziness. Alrighty. Like I said, though, I am flying back on Sunday, and for a good reason. So Hurricane Harvey decided to greet the Texas coast, and it actually made landfall 3 times. 3 times it made landfall. This thing was projected originally to be maybe a Class 1 hurricane. At the worst. And then all of a sudden, it intensified just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then it stalled over the Texas coast. And then it went back out into the Gulf of Mexico and decided to pay Houston a little visit as well. San Antonio was largely spared. As early as like 6 hours before it made landfall, the Express News was saying we were going to get up to 20 inches of rain. Massive flooding. Mass hysteria. It was going to be just terrible, awful, and dreadful. We got 2 inches of rain. We majorly
lucked out because that Friday, I was supposed to work at the AT&T Center. I was supposed to work the Stars game, but I was like, no, I want to, kind of hunker down.
Yeah.
And as I was driving to my brother's to get him a case of water that I bought him, I actually saw the Red Cross driving around. I was like, oh boy, get ready.
Austin actually got 5 times more rain than we did. I mean, we really dodged a bullet here, but not everybody was so lucky. The rainfall totals from late Thursday night to this morning. Cedar Bayou on FM 1942 over in Houston, 52 inches of rain. 52 inches of rain in less than a week. Clear Creek at I-45, 49 inches. Dayton, 49 inches. The Beaumont, Port Arthur area, 47 inches. Pasadena, 45 inches. South Houston, 45 inches. League City, 43 inches. I mean, this is rain we're talking about.
Yeah, and also the ones who bore the first brunt of it, that was the coast. That was Port A.
That was the coast. Yeah, Port Aransas reported wind gusts of 132 miles an hour.
I have several friends of mine that live in Houston. They sent us pictures where the water was up to the streetlights.
Yeah. Oh, I believe it. I absolutely believe it.
One friend of mine who's got her fiance has a business down up over there, and you may have seen some of the pictures all over, which said Harvey, be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's like a big tree that got punched through the one of the walls.
Yeah. New Braunfels Municipal Airport reported 58 mile an hour wind gusts. Sugarland, 58 miles an hour. Rockport, 108 mile an hour wind gusts for the coast. I mean, just unbelievable. If you took all the rain that had been dropped on Texas during this part. First of all, let me put it this way. 1 trillion gallons of water hit the Houston area alone. 13 trillion gallons, it's been estimated as high as 15 trillion, hit the entire Texas, Louisiana area over the time that Harvey has been there. If you took all that rain and spread it out over the entire United States, every square inch of the United States would have gotten a half inch of rain. Everywhere, including Death Valley. 3,500 water rescues were performed by Houston Police, Fire, and the United States Coast Guard. 14,000 Texas National Guard troops were activated. That is the entire Texas National Guard. Another 10,000 are being sent in from other states.
Yeah, I have some friends of mine that actually live in a third-floor apartment, and they were mandatorily evacuated on Wednesday.
Oof.
But surprisingly, the death toll's been pretty low, from what I understand, right?
For the most part.
Every death is tragic.
It
Don't
is.
get me
Absolutely
wrong,
is.
But it's not as high as what it could have been.
Yeah, compared to, what we saw with Katrina years ago. I mean, this is...
Well, it's a testament to how well prepared the state was.
Exactly.
But now the cleanup begins. Now we have to take a look at things, take stock, and figure out exactly what happened and how to rebuild. And here's what we're going to do. So on Sunday, when it became very clear that San Antonio was going to be spared and that this thing was going to be far worse than anybody had ever imagined, I reached out to a number of what I would call geeky organizers, the heads of the 5 families, to use a Godfather reference. And I said, look, we got to do something. We need to come together and have a fundraiser. And I know it's incredibly short notice. And of course, people have, it's Texas. This is not something that happened in Oregon or New Jersey or wherever. I mean, people know people that have been affected by this. But I said, we need to do something. And they responded in a big way. So on Sunday, I'm saying this now because it's Saturday, but it's Saturday and Sunday, at the Wonderland Mall of the Americas on Fredericksburg Road. It's right behind the Dave & Buster's on Loop 410 and I-10. We are having a fundraiser. I have nearly 50 cosplayers that have responded to the call for this. Members of the 501st, Rebel Legion, the SWASA, the Star Wars Society of San Antonio, Champions of San Antonio, Heroes with the Heart. God, I hope I'm not forgetting anybody.
Right. The
we have some Trekkies that came. Even someone from my office who cosplays but isn't part of a group came out for this. And we're doing photos. You can take a photo with any character you want in exchange for a donation. It doesn't matter if that donation is $1 or $100. It doesn't
50 cents.
Or 50. It doesn't matter. We're asking for donations. If you want to bring canned food, gently used clothing, please notice the gently used part of that. It will not be turned away. We prefer cash because that has so much flexibility for the people that we're giving this to. Proceeds will be split among the American Red Cross and the San Antonio Food Bank. Now, I know what you're thinking. The first thing that comes to your mind is, oh, well, it's San Antonio Food Bank. Who cares? I mean, y'all didn't get hit that bad. Yeah, but the food banks, they donate food to each other. We have a lot of evacuees and refugees that have come here. There is dire need. So the Wonderland Mall of the Americas, it was earlier today, Saturday, and Sunday. Come on out. There'll be so many cosplayers there. I'm really proud of the San Antonio cosplaying community. The geeks of San Antonio have really stood up, and I appreciate everybody who was able to make the effort and come out for this. It's such a tragedy. This will go down as the most disastrous hurricane in United States history. Okay. And the thing is that it was only supposed to be a Cat 1 at best.
Yeah, but the thing about this, in terms of all the cosplayers who've come out, is it's very unprecedented. Because some of the groups will work together, like Rebel Legion and 501st, or, like with Star Wars Society and Heroes of the Heart will work, but nobody's really worked together on this scale. So this is really, really unprecedented. And whenever I worked with, whenever Star Wars and Heroes have worked together, the joke I always make with Anna from Heroes of the Heart was the quote when they had the big crossover event on CW.
Yeah.
Greatest team up ever, and it is. I mean, because you here's all these different organizations that are there, coming from all areas of geekdom, from superheroes to Star Wars to Star Trek, all areas in between. You're going to see where else you're going to see Jedi Knights and Wonder Woman and a Green Lantern and a Daredevil standing next to each other.
And I'm very proud that we were able to put this together. It's not easy trying to get all these heads together. Someone suggested at one point that, we have an image, a cover image for this on Facebook that reflects all of our fandoms. And I'm like, where am I going to get that and not annoy somebody? So we just went with the Texas Cares and the big heart in the middle. We went with that instead. It's been fun building this coalition. And it's going to be on such short notice. It's going to be such a big event, but I was more than happy to spearhead this and coordinate it all together. Big thanks go out to Lori and Allie. Also, what's going on out there is what they call the More Phenomenal Expo. It's a Power Rangers little mini-con. And so you can also come out and see actual Power Rangers as well. This isn't something that we threw together. We're kind of piggybacking off of this, and they were kind enough to give us a space.
And, of course, since the proceeds are being split between the Red Cross and the San Antonio Food Bank, if you cannot make it there but want to give a donation, go ahead and give directly to the Red Cross yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because from there they can distribute to where the funds need to be going to. You
can do it in somebody's name. You can do it anonymously, whatever you want to do. But I'm very proud of the Geeks of San Antonio. Okay, well, let's get to some news here. I didn't mean for it to dominate the show as much as it did, but God, what a storm. And what a great cause.
Well, if there was ever a reason to dominate the show with something.
Ain't that the truth? I also want to give a thanks to our sponsors that help share this news around. One of them is Laser Legend up on the north side of San Antonio. Laser Legend has a great 2-floor video. Laser Tag Arena has a great video arcade, 4,000 square feet. Party rooms and indoor glow golf. That's our friends over on Laser Legend on Lookout Road on the north side of San Antonio.
And, of course, they had a great thing for the evacuees as well.
They did. They had free, you show an ID showing that you lived in that area, and you get free games.
And free laser tag.
Free laser tag, free glow golf, all day. That was really nice of them. So with that being said, let's go ahead and we're going to talk about some Star Wars news here, shall we?
I'm looking forward to completing your training. In time, you will call me Master.
Alrighty, so Rian Johnson in an interview revealed what will be his eternal shame in The Last Jedi.
Oh, really?
Oh my goodness. The blockbuster movie due to come out this December, and he is the director of that film, and it is, are you ready for this? Here it is. His eternal shame is the movie will only have 12 wipe transitions. That's it. That's his eternal shame.
Mitra was thinking it had something to do with a Jar Jar Binks descendant.
I know, that's what you would think, right? The Phantom Menace had a whopping 55 wipe transitions. So what's a wipe transition? When you're going from one scene to another, George Lucas loved to have the screen literally wipe from one scene to the next. Sometimes it would split from the middle out. It would go from one to the other. It would be circular. It would be square. It could be any number of things. Empire Strikes Back had 42 wipe transitions. The Last Jedi will have only 12. Oh, darn. Disney introduces the Find the Force augmented reality app. Think about Pokemon Go. So you hold up your phone, you're walking around, and lo and behold, there's a Pokemon on the ground, and you get to interact with it. It's similar here, except Pokemon Go is anywhere and everywhere. You can go to parks, you can go to pools, you can go to Six Flags, you can go anywhere, and there's some Pokemon around. Yeah, Find the Force is only at stores. You have to go to a store, you have to go to the toy aisle where Star Wars is, and there will be a character or a disc that you have to find or something along those lines.
So like a Walmart or something
or
like that.
Target.
Not limited to just the Disney store.
Not just the Disney store. It's anywhere that you can find Star Wars merchandise that has... it's supposed to have like a little cardboard cutout of somebody there, and you hold up your phone. It's a gimmick. It's just supposed to get you in the stores, really.
Right. Well, Force Friday is also coming up as well.
That's Force Friday Part 2! Ah!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
that was yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, that was yesterday. So it's actually, it started yesterday, so you can go ahead and have all the fun you want wandering into a toy store with your phone out. Okay.
And not get arrested.
Yeah, and not get arrested, pretty much. Yeah. A conservative Mormon trio tries to remove the slave Leia bikini from Return of the Jedi.
Oh, boy.
This
Here we
is.
go.
I wish this were not legit, but it is. On Thursday, a federal judge from the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in San Francisco ruled that the conservative streaming service called VidAngel is not allowed to stream a version of Return of the Jedi that excludes the bikini. Because according to them, Star Wars is still Star Wars even without Princess Leia's bikini scene. So they can't, they don't own the rights, so they can't stream this, even if they remove. Apparently, they were just going to cut the scenes entirely.
Oh boy!
So
Here
that's
we go.
pretty
All right,
much.
I'm gonna
pretty much any. I know, right? Go for it,
This
Minion.
is okay. I mean, the whole thing about this, when it came to all the PC stuff, personally, I never really cared about it and stuff like that. But the whole thing with the slave Leia came out because a couple years ago, he called himself a fan, but I guess he was a casual fan. He happened to be at going down a Target aisle, and he saw like the 6-inch slave Leia figure. And he's got his daughters with him, and he was like, "Why are you? You can't have this out." Yeah, and it was like, "Oh my God, that's been such an iconic image since like 1983. Where have you been?"
What's funny is that he probably wandered a little further down and bought swimsuit Barbie.
Probably,
more than likely.
But the thing is, this caused such an uproar, and at the same time, it's like, okay, now this has come into our little area. But the irony on this was when that figure first came out, it didn't sell all that well. But as soon as the controversy started, they started flying off the shelves. Now you can't even find them unless you go to Amazon or eBay. But I was like, thank you for doing that, because I guaranteed that figure would finally sell out.
Now, VidAngel is a unique streaming service. They attempt to give conservative families censored versions of Hollywood hits, meaning no swearing, no sex, nothing like that. But the problem is they aren't paying for the movies. Their jurisdiction is that this rests on the Family Home Movie Act, which is the legislation that does allow for the creation of clean films. But they can't take something like Return of the Jedi, remove the bikini scenes, and stream it. That won't work. This is the latest in a slippery slope, because actually you can't call her Slave Leia. That term is now officially taboo. She's now known as the Hutt Slayer.
Okay.
You can't do Slave Leia anymore, because that name's been changed, that statue's been removed. You can't do that. Lucasfilm has actually stopped production on that action figure.
Yeah, you can't find it now.
You can't find it anymore.
It's not officially, you can't find it either as a figure or a T-shirt or something.
So is Mos Eisley going to change the name of Jabba the Hutt High School?
Ouch. They should change Palpatine High School. They should definitely do that.
Oh, okay.
Now, this is in a series that has limb loss, massive explosions, the death of Ewoks on screen.
Oh, don't forget what happened to...
And decapitations.
Oh, don't forget what happened to poor Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru.
What happened to Owen and Beru. But this is the scene they want removed.
Yeah, I mean, no telling how many people died on Alderaan.
Yeah, but this is the scene they want removed.
An entire planet that just got blown up.
Billions of people.
All right, so really quickly, we only have a little bit of time here. Let's talk some Hasbro sues DC Comics. This regards with Transformers. As Transformers fans well know, the lovable Bumblebee continues to be one of the most popular Autobots of all time.
That's very true.
Of all time. He's right up there with Optimus Prime. But what you might be less aware of is that DC Comics has a character called Bumblebee as well, that currently operating in WB's DC Superhero Girls. So Hasbro decides, you're clearly infringing on the Bumblebee trademark. So they are suing Warner Brothers and DC. Here's the thing. The Hasbro Bumblebee, the one we all know and love, is either a VW Bug or a Chevy Camaro. That's in the updated version, Bumblebee is a Chevy Camaro. The DC Comics Bumblebee, you ready for this? This is how severe the trademark infringement is. DC Comics Bumblebee is a young female hero who has the ability to shrink and look like an actual bumblebee with wings.
Okay.
I totally see it.
Not only that, the DC version of Bumblebee has been around since the late 70s.
It has.
As part of the Teen Titans.
Yeah.
It absolutely has. But, I mean, clearly, you have a car and an actual Bumblebee. I mean, clearly. Guys, these are identical twins.
Oh, exactly.
I mean, Hasbro totally has a case here. Oh, my goodness. Serious, come on. What lawyer dreamed this up? Really?
Well, like I said, it's all fun and games till kids' toys are involved.
That's true. It is a multi-billion-dollar industry. But are you kidding me? Come on. Who really thought this was a good idea to go to trial with this nonsense? Oh, give me a break. Coming up after the bottom of the hour news break here, the Inhumans is getting ready to come out in late September, and it's not getting a lot of love. We'll tell you why. Plus, Fantasy Movie Draft is coming up, our first annual draft coming up right here on 9:30 a.m. The Answer Talk Radio and 9:30 a.m. TheAnswer.com. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back from the bottom of the hour news break. This is Get Your Geek On 9:30 a.m. The Answer Talk Radio, powered by Southtown Games on Pleasanton Road near Loop 410, where your gaming family wants to welcome you. I am Dave Gramillion, and if you missed the first half of the show, we talked extensively about the Hurricane Harvey victim fundraiser that we have going on down at the Wonderland Mall of the Americas. Come on out. We've got 50 cosplayers. 50 cosplayers signed up for this. Get your picture taken for a donation. We also have tribbles that are available for adoption. I'm not making that up, for a donation as well. Rian Johnson revealed his eternal shame for The Last Jedi. We also talked about why someone's trying to remove the slave Leia bikini scene from Return of the Jedi, and the stupidest lawsuit you will ever hear about involving Hasbro, DC Comics, and Bumblebee. Swell. So with that being said, let's move on, and we'll talk about some Marvel news here, shall we?
This is that sequel to the smash hit No Equal. This one's for the true fans with Hulk hands and action figures. Flying, dining, saving you all.
Alrighty, also want to tell you about our friends over at Geek Fuel. They are a monthly box subscription service. The box is chock full of geeky goodness. If you will go to geekfuel.com/getyourgeekon, you will get a free bonus item right there in your first box, guaranteed. We got a box here sent to us courtesy of them. We unboxed it, opened it up, and oh my God, there was some great stuff in there. T-shirts, stickers, little figures. I mean, it was really cool. We got a kick out of that one. Check them out at geekfuel.com/getyourgeekon. So the trailer for Inhumans came out a little while ago, and then they released a second trailer. And the love for this show has not increased at all. Not even a little bit. Now, the show is set to debut in IMAX. They're going from the small screen to the big screen on September 1st, which was, let me see, that will be yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that already came out. Goose, did you go see it?
Not yet, no.
I didn't even know about it.
Alrighty.
So I'm interested to see what box office looks like on that thing.
Wait, I'm sorry, you didn't know. You didn't read the show notes?
Yeah, like about 5 minutes before the show started.
This is what happens when you miss staff meetings.
Yeah.
So it came out, it debuted on IMAX yesterday, and the show will air on ABC on September 29th. A review posted on Spoiler TV ripped the show apart.
Oh, really?
Here's some excerpts. I'm obviously not going to read the whole thing because the whole thing was actually taken down at the request of ABC. Ooh. But here's some excerpts that people kept and put back up there. Quote, "Simply awful. I'm so disappointed since I generally love everything Marvel does, but this is absolutely terrible. The dialogue is atrocious. The fight sequences are shockingly choreographed." I'm going to assume shockingly choreographed means in a bad way. Now, from what I saw from the trailer, I'm not really inspired. I got to admit, some of their beefs, I can kind of see it.
Have they not seen any 1960s Star Trek? Because you don't want to talk about choreographed fights, dear
Yeah, boy,
Lord.
no kidding. Well, that was half a century ago. So, yeah. TechCrunch.com said, quote, "Overall, this looks like a poorly made fan cosplay video of the Inhumans instead of something worthy of the actual Marvel mantle." Now, what they're talking about, if you go to YouTube.com and you check this out, you just look for the Inhumans trailer, I can kind of see what they're talking about. First of all, the acting does not appear to be that good. The dialogue is pretty cheesy from what I've seen so far. And the fight sequences, yeah, they're not the best. It's not Iron Fist by any stretch. It's not Daredevil by any stretch. So I'm a little wary of this myself. And there is precedence now before this. Inhumans showrunner Scott Buck received at a TCA panel. He confirmed that other critics were less than impressed about what they saw on the show.
Oh, man.
Uproxx critic Alan Steppenwall tweeted that the panel was awkward, while LA Times Entertainment reporter Libby Hill tweeted, "You'll be happy to know that the Inhumans panel is just as uncomfortable as the Inhumans pilot."
Wow. You'd almost think it was a DC movie.
Oh no! Then it would just be ripped and shredded, and it would be just the worst thing ever.
But those wouldn't be taken down.
No, that's true. They'd be left up. They'd be plastered on the front of the New York Times. Hurricane Harvey. What? No, we got to talk about this DC movie. Apparently, so far the sole highlight appears to be Lockjaw. Lockjaw is a 2,000-pound teleporting dog.
And who doesn't like a 2,000-pound teleporting dog?
He looks so cute.
Well, Clifford the big red dog, maybe, but
Yeah.
because he was there first, or was he?
He was there first. Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah, but a teleporting dog brings a whole new dimension to house training.
And
I see what you did there.
Dimension,
that
house
dimension
training.
thing.
Hey.
Lockjaw is about 6 feet, 7 feet tall, maybe, and it's 2,000 pounds. It's a big dog, to quote Christian Bale from Batman. There, that appears to be the sole highlight. Other than that, people are not impressed with the Inhumans so far. Watch the trailer, see what you think yourself, and then come back and tell us. Post on our Facebook page, facebook.com/GYGOofficial. What do you think of the trailer?
And this is on ABC, if I'm not mistaken, right?
It will be on ABC September 29th.
Oh,
Yep.
wow. And they took out Agent Carter for this, apparently, huh?
Well,
It seems that way.
They canceled Agent Carter after the second season, and they're postponing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for this, too.
Oh, yikes! So it better be really good, but I'm not I'm not exactly holding my breath here.
And it's on Friday night at 9 o'clock Eastern.
You know what they're saying at the CW is like, yes.
Wow! Oh, that's terrible. Oh, that's really just awful.
Yeah, because the fact that everybody on the Arrowverse is like kind of like kicking their heels up and saying, we got this.
Not even the CW puts a superhero show on a Friday.
Yeah, they know better. Remember, we talked about this a few months ago, that Friday night is the night of death.
Yeah.
It's where shows go to die.
Or they would never have a chance.
Especially during football season.
Yeah, or like what happened with Firefly. I mean,
No,
that was on a Friday
that's
night.
still too soon.
Yeah, I know.
By the
but
way,
still.
Alamo Drafthouse doing a Serenity movie party.
When?
September sometime. I don't know the exact date. I just saw
gotta
it.
go to that.
And we always love the Alamo Drafthouse around these parts.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And actually, next Friday, I am going to the one at Stone Oak for Spaceballs movie party.
Nice. Very cool. I want to take a minute here to tell you about our friends over at Southtown Games. You heard me mention them earlier. All three of us have been there, and all three of us just love that place. It is really something else. It's great for accessories. It's great for cards. It's great for dice. It's great for mats. It's great for so many different things. Final Fantasy, Dragon Ball, Pokemon,
Star Wars Destiny.
Star Wars Destiny. Thank you very much. X-Wing, Armada, Warhammer 40K, and so on and so forth. But it's the staff that really impressed me. A few minutes after you walk in, the staff is right there. You have any questions? Can we help you find something? Do you want to try a new game? We'll sit down and play a new game with you. They're very interactive. They're very friendly. They're your friends and our friends down at Southtown Games off of Loop 410 and Pleasanton Road on the south side of San Antonio. Alrighty, so with that being said, let's get to some real fun. I'm going to love this segment. I'm pretty sure y'all will hate it, but that's okay. Let's do some fantasy movie drafts, shall we? Alrighty, and this is brought to you by our friends over at Pro Defense Pest Control. Locally owned and operated, I was a customer of theirs even before I had the show, so you know that they're going to be good. San Antonio is drying out. We didn't get that wet to begin with, which means the fire ants are back in a big way. I actually saw a floating island of fire ants in Houston, floating down a floodwater. Call these guys, Pro Defense Pest Control. They will give you a free termite estimate as well. All right, so fantasy football is such a big thing right now. This is the height of draft season, and I thought it'd be fun if we could do this as well. I toyed with the idea back when the NBA was having a draft, back when the NFL did its original draft, but I kind of pushed it off for fantasy draft. This is going to be a lot of fun. All right, so the three of us are going to build a movie studio. We are each building our own movie studio. Now, what type of movies you want to make, that's up to you. What genre, doesn't matter. Let's keep it geeky, though, please, for all intents and purposes of the show. So you're going to make blockbusters. Anybody is up for grabs. Everybody's a free agent. You can sign whoever you want. Doesn't matter. So here's what you got. You get to choose a lead actor, a lead actress. Note, she does not have to be a love interest or something for the hero to chase, like Atomic Blonde. Okay, we can have a leading lady.
That was such a fun movie.
We have lead villain. You got to choose a lead villain, supporting actor, supporting actress, comic relief, director, and a music composer. Let me guess what we're gonna pick for music composer. You have to pick from people that are living. Okay, so no fair. You can't go back and get Christopher Lee. You can't go back and get Humphrey Bogart. It's got to be somebody that's living, and it's their time now. So you can't get Jim Carrey from 30 years ago. If you're going to get Jim Carrey to be your comic relief, it has to be Jim Carrey now. Okay? So these are the ground rules. You got to keep that in mind. Will there be opportunities to bend and break the rules? Probably, because we're almost making this up as we go here. So we'll test it out as we go along. All right, so there are three of us here. So we're going to do a random number generator to decide who goes first, who goes second, and who goes third. Okay, I will go first. Minion, you're my witness, so make sure that I don't cheat. I am the second pick.
Okay.
Minion, you are the first pick.
Oh, man.
Which means Goose is the third pick.
Okay.
Okay, now, sadly, there are only three of us, but everyone can play along at home as well. You can tell us who you would pick for the various categories. So, Minion, with the first pick in the 2017 Fantasy Movie Draft for lead actor, who would you take?
Nathan Fillion.
Ooh. Nathan Fillion. You got it right?
Yeah, I got Nathan.
Okay, he's got Nathan Fillion for lead actor. Very nice.
Yes.
Very cool. Why Nathan Fillion?
Because he does have a good range. I mean, he's done, obviously, of course, Firefly, and he's done, of course, obviously, a few things, from Castle. And he's done, what was that movie? Slither. And he was just great in that. He can be very dramatic, like you saw in Firefly. But he's got that great comedic timing as well.
True.
Yeah.
Very true. Okay, so that leaves me here with the second pick in the 2017 Best Actor, or lead actor that I'm going to pick. I'm going to go with Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Ooh.
The guy who played Black Panther. Oh, yes. Chiwetel Ejiofor. That is going to be my choice for lead actor. I think the guy is versatile. Mm-hmm. I think he's very flexible. I think he can play a number of roles. I think he can get down and dirty. He can play it elegant and classy. I think he's a tremendous actor, a young actor that can carry my franchise to greatness for decades to come.
So I wrote down on my paper Black Panther guy.
Black Panther. Okay, that works. Okay, Goose, your pick at the number 3 spot.
Robert Downey Jr.
I kind of figured RDJ would go in the first 3 picks there. I kind of thought maybe Christian Bale would have a shot.
Well,
but
with RDJ, I mean, he's Saturday Night Live cast.
Okay. He's
done drama. He's done comedy. He's done Sherlock Holmes, Iron Man, and
true.
He had a recent movie with. Oh, who am I thinking? Anyway, he was really good in his drama roles as well.
So, Fontaine Delatour Emmerich says Keanu Reeves. I find him to be a little flat.
One-note typically, too.
A little bit.
Whoa.
Exactly. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. He's done some great stuff with John Wick lately, but, I can't picture him in anything other than an action role. All right, so lead actress, not necessarily a love interest, although it could be. It could be. So tell me who you would pick for best actress.
Okay, almost going with the Firefly thing. I'm going to go with Miranda Baccarin.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because like her, she has done a lot of stuff. Once Firefly was over, she did. she's done voice work. She was great in Deadpool, and she was able to be able to go between DC, Marvel, and she's just an incredible actress. She's classically trained. She was from Juilliard, and she played the role of Inara just perfect. And if you're a big Browncoat fan, you just fell in love with her.
Okay. Alrighty, with the number 2 pick, I'm going to go with Emilia Clarke. Emilia Clarke, best known for being Mother of Dragons, Daenerys Targaryen on Game of Thrones, but she's done quite a bit of other work as well. I almost went with Ellen Page. I was close. I was really close. Or Brie Larson. I was close on her as well, but in the end, you look at Emilia Clarke, a British actress, of course. I got to have a Brit in there somewhere. But very intelligent. She's done a lot of good work in Game of Thrones, Terminator, Genesis. She's coming up in the untitled Han Solo film. She's just done a lot of work, and I think that she can play a tough girl. I think she can play a vulnerable girl. I really like Emilia Clarke for my lead actress.
I'm surprised you didn't go with Felicity Jones.
Dude, I swear, you need to get off that. You just stop it.
So you're going to try to get her autograph at DragonCon?
No, I'm not. Stop it already. Good gracious.
You know you're going to stand in line, Dave. Don't deny it.
All right, Goose, your pick for lead actress.
Summer Glau.
Summer Glau, man.
San Antonio native Summer Glau.
Ooh, look at that, man. You guys are serious about the Firefly picks. That's 3 Firefly actors in the first 2 rounds that have gone. We have Scott Mester going again with the leading off here with the Firefly character, says Jewel State.
Not a bad pick. Or Gina Torres would have been good.
Gina Torres would have been a good pick also. Okay, so lead villain. This is whatever actor you pick, this is going to be your villain in your franchise. He will always play the villain in your franchise.
Okay, here we go. Hugo Weaving.
Ooh. Weaving. Hugo Weaving. Yeah, good call.
Yeah, come on. Of course, he started out with The Matrix, but from then on, he also did. Okay, he did a fairly decent Megatron. The voice was good. I would have preferred Frank Welker, but okay. But also, he was great as the Red Skull. And of all the Marvel movies, I think Red Skull was probably one of the only villain that was really, truly a villain. I mean, somebody who you just did not like, but at the same time, he just commanded your attention.
Very cool.
Perfect foil to Krista Evans as Captain America.
I think for me, although, man, that's an excellent pick. That is really a good pick. For me, for my lead villain at the number 2 pick, I'm going with Jason Isaacs.
Ooh, nice.
Jason Isaacs, first of all, he's got to be British if you're going to have a villain. Everybody knows that. And Jason Isaacs plays a villain so well. A cruel villain, a mastermind villain, a sneaky villain. A villain you never see coming, and the villain that you can point at and go, yep, you're the bad guy. That's Jason Isaacs, and he would be my lead villain for my blockbuster movie studio. Goose, who do you got?
This one's going to be fun.
Wait.
Patrick Stewart.
Really? Patrick Stewart will be your eternal bad guy, huh?
Have you ever seen Conspiracy Theory?
I have not.
Yeah, he's a good villain, and that's got Mel Gibson and Julia Roberts in it.
Okay, all right. All right, very cool, very cool. I like this one. Sean Hockney says Michael Sheen.
That would be good.
That'd be a good one.
Or
what about Charlie Sheen as a villain?
Charlie Sheen would be good.
Is a villain.
Michael Douglas is always a good pick.
Michael Douglas would be a good pick for a villain also. I like that one. All right, so supporting actor. Supporting actor. So he's got to work well in tandem with your lead actor. Who do you have?
Got to go classic, Harrison Ford.
Really?
For supporting? As he's getting a little bit older.
You're going to pair up Harrison Ford with Nathan Fillion?
Oh, that's just going to be awesome. I mean, at the same time as Harrison's gotten a little older, he's kind of taken a couple of steps back, and I forgot what movie he did where he played I forgot what he did, but he was a supporting character. But even though he's done the leading man for years,
right?
But I think as he's getting a little bit older, I think he wouldn't mind doing some supportive work.
Okay, all right, very cool.
And just the name alone.
Well, yeah. I suppose so.
You could be starring in a dog food commercial. You're going to tune in and watch.
Very true. All right, so Harrison Ford for the Minion. For me, this was a really tough one because I got to find somebody that'll work well with my lead actor of Chiwetel Ejiofor. Someone that'll have good chemistry, someone that'll work well together. And And the way that I went with this is, you ready for this? Just bear with me on this for a second. Christian Bale.
Interesting.
Christian Bale and Chiwetel Ejiofor. I can see either one of them playing the straight man and either one of them playing the funny, get under your skin type of guy. I can see either one of them. There's that flexibility, and I think there can be some great chemistry between these two actors. We've seen Christian Bale play American Psycho. We've seen him play Batman. We've seen him play Equilibrium. We've seen him play this. We've seen him play that. I think that his dynamic range really gives him a good edge here.
And plus, he's just an incredible actor. I mean, what he did, was it The Machinist where he dropped like 90 pounds or something?
Something like that. I think it was,
a twig, and then he had to bulk up for Batman.
All right, Goose, get away from the computer. Your supporting actor.
Go with Lucas Teal recently on MacGyver.
Ooh, okay. What else has he done?
He was in that Monster Trucks movie, that recent one.
Okay, all right, good call, good call.
I like what Jordan Hyatt over here said. Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill.
As he does. I mean, a lot of people, of course, say, everybody, of course, obviously knows him as Luke, but when he did the Joker, he just totally redefined his career.
Very cool.
And he's done incredible voice work.
Yep. Okay, so supporting actor. One of the supporting actress. Million, we're going to start wrapping this up a little bit. Go.
Zoe Saldana.
Ooh.
Oh, nice pick. Okay. That works. Who was your lead actress you're pairing her up with?
Lead actress?
Marina Baccarin.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
Yeah.
good. I had Amelia Clarke for my leading lady, supporting actress, Anne Hathaway.
Nice.
Perfect.
I mean, Princess Diaries, Catwoman.
Yes, she can do comedy and drama.
Absolutely. I think and with Amelia Clarke, that'd be a lot of fun. See those two on screen together. Goose.
Mayim Bialik from The Big Bang Theory.
Say who?
Mayim Bialik.
Blossom.
Oh, okay. All right. Whew. I was like, wait, what? Who's that? Okay, gotcha.
Dr. Amy Farrah Fowler on The Big Bang Theory.
I like that one. Yeah. Okay, comic relief.
This is a toss-up. I'm going to have to go with the tie on this one. Ryan Reynolds.
No. No, you got to pick.
Darn
You
it.
got to pick one.
All right.
There's no way somebody goes to the podium and the NFL says, you know what, I'm taking two players.
All right, I'm going to go with my first pick, Ryan Reynolds.
Nice.
Ryan Reynolds for comic relief.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
For me, Alan Tudyk.
That was who I was going to pick.
Alan Tudyk. That's my absolute number one pick for comic relief. Hands down, going away. That guy's awesome.
Jon Favreau, otherwise known as Happy from
Yes.
Iron Man.
Very good call on that one. I like that one. Alrighty. Director for your blockbuster box office franchise. Minion, the pressure's on.
Spielberg.
Nice.
All right. Very cool. Steven Spielberg. Okay. And for me, hang on. I'm trying to figure out how to spell his name. And then I'm getting ready to drop my notes. It is... Oh, where did it... I actually don't have it in my notes. The guy who directed...
That movie
Thor,
with that one guy.
the guy who directed Thor. He's the British actor, does Shakespeare.
Kenneth Branagh.
Kenneth Branagh. Thank you. I want Kenneth Branagh to be my director.
Good call.
Absolutely. Goose, who you got?
Break out the lens flares because this is J.J. Abrams' story.
J.J. Abrams. Oh, wow. Oh, I'm blind. I can't see. Okay, all right. Music composer. Let me guess who you're going to go with.
Hans Zimmer.
Oh,
Okay.
I thought because
Dark Horse.
I thought I was going to go obviously with John Williams, but I thought, you know what, this is a tough call. As much as I love John Williams, but at the same time, Zimmer.
Dibs. John Williams. Dibs. I couldn't write that down fast enough.
Great. Leave me with Danny Elfman, why don't you?
Okay.
It's still a good call.
I like that part on Family Guy, the Blue Harvest. Great. Now we got to finish this with Danny Elfman. All righty. So that concludes our draft. Minion, go read yours down real quick. We'll post this on our Facebook page,
Okay.
but let's recap.
Okay, for lead actor, I'm going to go with Nathan Fillion. For lead actress, I'm going to go with Miranda Baccarin. Lead villain, Hugo Weavering. Supporting actor, Harrison Ford. Supporting actress, Zoe Saldana. Comic relief, Ryan Reynolds. Director, Spielberg. And music composer, Hans Zimmer.
For my lead actor, I have Chiwetel Ejiofor. Lead actress, Emilia Clarke. Lead villain is Jason Isaacs. Supporting actor, Christian Bale. Supporting actress is Anne Hathaway. Comic relief, Alan Tudyk. Director, Kenneth Branagh. And my music composer, the legendary John Williams.
And I've got Robert Downey Jr., Summer Glau as our lead actress. Patrick Stewart plays the villain because, you got to have a British villain.
True.
Lucas Teal of MacGyver fame is the supporting actor, followed by Mariam Balak from Big Bang Theory and Blossom as the supporting actress. Comic relief, Jon Favreau from Iron Man. J.J. Abrams is directing that, so prepare for the lens flare. And Danny Elfman is the musical composer.
If I had added a wild card in here, you know who my wild card would be? Anybody who could play any role?
Felicity Jones.
No, shut up! Neil Patrick Harris.
There you go.
I can see him as a villain, a hero, or comic relief.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so that'll go ahead and wrap it up here. If you want to tweet at us, you can find us at GYGO_official. You can shoot me an email at davethehost@getyourgeekon.org. For Goose, for Minion, and for myself, I want to thank our sponsors, Southtown Games, Laser Legend, Geek Fuel, The Mailing Spot, and Pro Defense Pest Control. Thanks for listening. Be excellent to each other, and make sure to get your geek on every single day.